The way I look at it is that we will never get anywhere unless we make certain admissions. It's that old look at yourself in the mirror sort of thing, right? You know, look at yourself in the mirror and don't bullshit yourself and don't tell any big lies and don't avoid it because it's embarrassing. Just do it. Just look at yourself in the mirror and then kind of ask other people that have to deal with you what they think of your behavior. I mean, sometimes when people don't like you, there's a good reason. Sometimes there's not. But sometimes there's a good, especially if a whole bunch of people don't like you, sometimes there's a good reason. I don't like to get into it too much, but you know what I'm talking about, just scratching the surface a little bit. Public television, PBS did a little thing about a year and a half ago or something on TV there where they had these, they had a camera person in Iraq, you know, in Baghdad, going around, embedded, going around with the troops, the embedded thing, you know. And they had advertised it as, you know, a warning, you may see some graphic, blah, blah, blah. And I watched it, and it's like, I didn't see anything on that I hadn't already seen on CNN and everything else by now, you know. But there was one line that I really don't know if it made the impact that I thought it should. But it certainly made me sit up straight in my chair because I'd kind of forgotten all about this. And the line was, it was an officer that was speaking in the Humvee when they were going through. You know how people drive Humvees around, civilian Humvees? Do you think that's weird? I do. You know, it's like a civilian tank. You know, like, I don't know, you put rubberized tread on or something, that makes it okay. You know, you disarm the gun and that makes it okay. It's still a military vehicle you're driving around town. We're getting used to it, and that bothers me. You know, but anyway, there they are driving around their Humvee in Baghdad at night. And the officer says at one point, he says, "Okay, everybody, pay attention, this is Indian country." And I sat right up in my chair. I said, "What did you say?" He said, "Pay attention, this is Indian country." Now, they were in Baghdad. Indian country. That refers to something which is a through line in the behavior of my country that I live in. Okay? And when I look in the mirror as a representative or a citizen of that country, which is mine, that I live in, I have to see that through line of this is Indian country. And if I don't, then I'm bullshitting myself. And I'm bullshitting everybody else when I say, why do they hate us? They just envy our choices of toilet paper. No, they don't just envy our choices of toilet paper. This is Indian country, we say. And we've gotten used to it, and that's okay with us. And I don't think it's okay. So I wrote this song, and that's the disclaimer. No, it's not a disclaimer, I claim it. I claim it, I mean absolutely everything. I mean everything, I mean it. I saw the pictures from the prison in Iraq. The man on the box with his hands in the wires and his head in a sack. The man in the hallway with his neck tied to a leash line. The cigarette grins at the soldiers giving up the high sign. Well, I wish I could believe it when they said it was an aberration. Just a few bad apples in an otherwise smooth operation. Yeah, but there's just too many cracks in that tired old ruse. And now everybody gets to see Uncle Sam's got blood all over his brand new shoes. His brand new shoes, and there's something about us that we don't want to have to face. There's a killer instinct in this American race. Just ask anyone who's been on the other end of that leash, and they'll tell you. Selective memory loss is like a panacea. Big city cops took an immigrant man named Abner Louima, and they brought him downtown and they sodomized him with a toilet plunger. Never would have known that somebody talked, and the story came out from under. Now I know what you're thinking. Cops ain't soldiers, but sometimes the line gets blurred, and they've been scratching each other's back for a while now, I've heard. And when there's a war around the world, you know that there's a war at home. And they will do whatever they want to you, and they get you alone. Get you alone, and there's something about us that we don't want to have to face. There's a killer instinct in this American race. Just ask anyone who's been on the other end of that leash, and they'll tell you. You want to really understand it, you gotta go back a ways. Back to the founding mythologies of what they call the good old days. Indian wars in the Wild West, and guns in everybody's hand. The violence was good then, it gave us a motherland. Now sometimes things got out of control and they crossed that unspeakable line. Cutting off body parts and wearing them around, I guess soldiers just do that sometimes. We use your imagination. You know that they were feeling good. You know they would have taken pictures if they could. And there's something about us that we don't want to have to face. There's a killer instinct in this American race. Just ask anyone who's been on the other end of that leash, and they'll tell you. We got 2 million people in prison right now, and we're going to have more. And I shudder to think about what I've heard goes on behind those doors. It's just the worst kind of sex and violence, and we know that's a fact. But nobody cares about it too much until it shows up in Iraq, and I guess that's the problem. We don't seem to be able to make a connection. We think we're some kind of chosen people, waiting for a resurrection, but our Savior was a con man, and he's looking out for number one.